What is up, everybody? My name is CringeyJesse, and this is Formula One Manager 23. I almost said 26 for some reason, not sure why. Anyway, after a fantastic run back in Monaco with Pierre Gasly getting his first win since Monza all those years ago, we are headed into Spain with hopefully same results. Hopefully. Only time will tell. We're still working on Sophie, trying to get her to be a women's first ever drivers champion. If it won't be her being a woman's first drivers champion, it will probably be Joyce, unless I can find someone else. But with 24 coming out sooner, um, hopefully sometime this summer within the next couple of months, we really just kind of have to hurry up and get a woman to be the first drivers champion in my playthrough. I know other people have done it. I wanted to be Sophie, but we'll see who it ends up being. Anyway, we are here in Spain. Let's get into qualifying. Let's see what happens. Here we are in Q1 for the Spanish Grand Prix as Pierre Gasly is coming to the line to set the time to beat, and that time to beat is going to be a 113.6. Flo, a little more than half a second behind him. Someone is out there doing better than Pierre Gasly at the moment, at least through Sector 1 and through Sector 2. And here comes Sophie to finish out Q1. I do believe Gasly's safe, so we're leaving him in to save tires as she comes across the line with no improvement, only improving through Section 1. Golly, where's my English at? So, with Gasly going on to Q2, Sophie once again eliminated as of right now in P16, not dead last. Has an opportunity to start off for the first time really well on the grid, as Norris is going to push her to 16th. Russell's going to push her to 18th, and 18th is where she will start. Here comes a Pierre Gasly to set the time to beat here in Q1 as he comes across the line, laying down a 113.5. I like it. Pierre Gasly here in Q3 coming across the line with the time to beat, and that time to beat will be a 113.6, a tad bit slower than his last one, but we are going to go out at least one more time. Here comes Pierre Gasly for his second lap, and probably should have waited. I thought he could do a couple more, but he puts himself back on pole with a 113.5, and with no time left, we are holding on to P1 as we watch Zhou Guanyu go into the pit lanes. Now we're going to watch, is Piastri. Piastri's out there, and he's going to cross the line next. So we're going to watch Piastri as he comes across the line to see if he wants to take P1 from us. I'm really kind of hoping he does. And then Perez takes pole, and then Albon as he comes around the last couple. Once again, okay, Albon is going into the pit lanes.
One of the oldest races on the Formula One calendar. This is the Spanish Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
So we have yet to start on pole with any of our drivers, but we have started in the podium spots at least a couple of times now, as Pierre Gasly starting in P3, fighting Piastri for P2. Hopefully he can do something here, get in front, and do what he did in Monaco and just completely dominate. And as we come down the front straight, DRS for Pierre Gasly. None for Max Verstappen as we go up the inside on Piastri. Can we take P2 from Piastri? We can take P2 from Piastri. Now looking to take P1 away from Verstappen as we go around the outside here. But nothing doing, but it actually looks like we're still there on Verstappen. And up into P1 we go. So we're going to calm down on his tires now that he's up in P1. We're not going to try to push to get too far ahead. If he does great, but we're not looking for it now. Flo on the inside of Magnussen, though. Is she going to get up into P15? It looks like she will, as now she's behind for sure. And driving down to turn number 1, she's going to get up in front of for sure, up into P14. She's actually making moves this race. I mean, for sure, still there on the inside, but I'm not going to lie. I just kind of expected her to fall back down to P20, but this is what we wanted to see from her, and we wanted to see improvement, and that is what we've gotten in the first 5 laps of this race from her. Another yellow flag has fallen, as it looked like Albon locked up and he fell all the way down to P15. Another, and it's a VSC. It is a VSC. There's a crash up ahead. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. It looks like Daniel Ricciardo and Mick Schumacher coming together as Ricciardo tried to knock Mick Schumacher off of the track, but Schumacher wasn't having none of that. So he won't be doing anything. Here comes... Oh. I thought they were going slow. But it's because I have it on ×1. I forgot it. Anyway. Looked like a little bit of a struggle there for Flo. She's going to have a 4.9 second. But she's going to come out in P18. Gasly's is going to come out in P11. And other people still have to box, so I'm sure we'll get our spots back at the moment. And according to the... Oh, another yellow flag is out. Multiple cars have crashed. It's not Flourish. She's by herself. Let's see who it was. We're looking at Lando Norris and Max Verstappen as they come together down, and looks like in turn 1, Verstappen sliding off of the track. Norris, he's going to get that dump and take. Is he going to be able to get it going into turn 1? Perez in the pit lanes. Down into turn 1, up the inside goes Gasly on Sainz. Back up into P3 he goes. And within DRS range of Ocon and Leclerc, who have also yet to box. As we try to get around Ocon, as we pull out to the inside, we are going to have it on Ocon. Can we get it on Leclerc as well? No, just the inside of Ocon. And up into P2 we go with Pierre Gasly up on the inside of Leclerc here on lap 26, and back up into P1 without Leclerc or Ocon boxing. Let's see, I know Sainz and Magnussen still have to box. And Flo, we have not been paying attention to her at all, has made it up into P13. I'm going to assume because of other people boxing. Flo come around the last turn. Can she get Carlos Sainz as well? Make it up into P12? She can. Would you look at that? A couple more people in the pit lane. Is Flo going to be able to get up into the top 10 for, I would say, the first time as she gets around Lando Norris up into turn 1? Oh my gosh. There's no way. There's no way. Another virtual safety car, so we're going to go ahead and watch that a little bit slower as well. She's up the inside. Lando Norris playing dirty today, as he also wrecked Verstappen and just throws Sophia into the wall.
There was contact. Now their confidence will have taken a hit with that.
Absolutely ridiculous from Lando Norris. And they gave the time penalty to Sophie? FIA, what are you doing? That is absolutely ridiculous. There is no way.
We've got a yellow flag.
Another. Oh. Who is this? It's Sergio Perez, Lance Stroll coming down into turn number 1. And they are just sliding off. I agree. That was wild. And nobody knows how to keep their tires to themselves, it looks like. However, it doesn't look like there's going to be any VSCs or SCs or RFs. But we're going to bring Pierre Gasly into the pit lane for his last stop, as Stroll will get a penalty there. We're going to get out with 3 seconds completely stopped. And we're going to get, oh no, Ocon. So 23 seconds was not the magic time. Ocon takes back P1. But as we come down to turn number 1 here, as we try to get back our fastest lap, we're going to have P1 on turn 1, back up in front of Ocon, trying to take the fastest lap away from all these people who have taken it. And as we come across the line, looking like we're about to lap somebody, we're going to set the fastest lap of a 1:15.4. Then there's another yellow flag. Multiple cars have crashed, as we just got in front of... Are those both Mercedes right there? That's wild. There's Zhou Guan Yu and Theo Pourchaire coming down to turn 1. Ooh. That is not what I was expecting to see. And it is. It's Sainz and Norris right there. So, has lapping the Mercedes as we come around the last turn here in the Spanish Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly taking his 2nd win of the season. 2 wins in a row for Haas and Pierre Gasly. Unfortunately, Flo will not be finishing this race. She is out. There's another crash at the end of a race. We've had one back in, oh, Theo ain't got no tires. We don't get to see it, unfortunately. It looked like Theo was trying to get out of the way and Yuki was trying to pass, so a lot of unfortunate.
What a masterclass drive from Pierre Gasly today.
Incredible. That was a really well-deserved win. They got their race strategy absolutely spot on.
Well, they've been waiting for this, haven't they? And it's only right that they make the most of it. It's another career podium for Pierre Gasly, having battled really hard to earn that place.
What an excellent way to take a 2nd win of the season with a composed performance today.
And by the looks of things here in Barcelona, the party's only just beginning.
And with that, that is your Spanish Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly winning this one, his 2nd win of the season, the most has had in any season that I've been the principal of, and in real life. And if I'm not mistaken, that one right there completes our long-term goal of our 7th podium. 5 podiums of either 3rd or 2nd, and 2 being in 1st place. That is just stuff that I like to see there. That is it. Pierre Gasly also getting the fastest lap, so an extra point goes to him. Oscar Piastri getting P2. Max Verstappen getting P3. That is your podium in the Spanish Grand Prix. Words. I haven't done this in 3 days because of work, and for some reason I forgot how to talk. I'm so sorry. Esteban Ocon getting P4, George Russell getting P5, Kevin Magnussen getting P6, Zhou Guan Yu P7, Alexander Albon P8, Sergio Perez P9, Charles Leclerc P10, and that will round out your top 10. Valtteri Bottas getting P11, Richard Verschoor getting P12, Yuki Tsunoda P13, Lance Stroll P14, Carlos Sainz P15, Theo Pourchaire getting P16, Lando Norris 17th, Mick Schumacher 18th. Sophia Flores did not finish this race, and neither did Ricciardo. Moving on to the drivers' standings, we have Max Verstappen leading the pack with 146 points. Pierre Gasly with 130 points, so he's very close to leading. But this is still technically the first half. I've got to figure out how to do the second half. We won't know if I've learned how to do the second half until the second half. Y'all seen last season, and I've told you about seasons before. when the second half of the season starts, I just fall off. So we'll see. Kevin Magnussen sitting in P3 with 99 points. He's looking to be the third driver to crack the triple digits. Oscar Piastri moving up a spot today, going up to P4. Sergio Perez dropping down to P5. George Russell has P6. Esteban Ocon moving up 2 spots for P7. Zhou Guanyu dropping down to P8. Charles Leclerc dropping down to P9. Valtteri Bottas will round out your top 10 in the driver standings. Then you have Carlos Sainz in P11. Daniel Ricciardo in P12. Lando Norris in P13. Theo Pourchaire in P14. Lance Stroll in P15. Alexander Albon moving up 3 spots today for P16. Richard Verschoor dropping down to P17. Mick Schumacher dropping down to P18. And Yuki Tsunoda dropping down to P19, still leading the 0-pointers. That's what it was. Alexander Albon was at 0 points, but he scored his first points today, getting 4 total. That's what brought him up by 3. And then in last place is still Sophie Flores. She had a really good drive today up until she got DNF'd by Lando Norris. Might be a little biased there. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like that was Lando's fault. But I can see where other people might think that Sophie didn't give him space. However, it's Lando's fault. I'm just saying, you know. He had no business turning in that hard to throw my driver into the wall. I'm just saying. Moving on to the constructors standings, we have Red Bull up in P1 with 214 points, Alpine in P2 with 168 points, and Haas in third with 130 points. Then you have Ferrari in fourth, McLaren in fifth, Alfa Romeo in sixth, Mercedes in seventh, AlphaTauri in eighth, Aston Martin in ninth, and still in 10th with one singular point, Williams. And that, my friends, was the Spanish Grand Prix. Coming up next is the Canadian Grand Prix. I'm really excited for that one, as this was the very first win I got on a Formula One Manager game. It was in Formula One Manager 22 in the first season. Rain in qualifying helped me get Magnussen up into the top, and I don't know how I was able to keep him up in the top, but I was able to keep him up in the top, and he won in the first season. So it was Pierre Gasly, if I'm not mistaken, getting P2 last season here in Canada. He might have gotten P3, but I think it was P2. I think he was racing Verstappen for P1, and Verstappen just got away from him there in the last straight right there that you can see in the picture down below. However, we should have a new rear wing for this race. As you can see, the race is in 11 days and the new design is done in 5 days. Over here to the right of your screens. So yeah, hopefully we can keep this up with Pierre Gasly and he can at least win the driver standings. Top 3 for the constructors would be amazing. Yeah, so let's go look at the board confidence here. And yes, we did just get our 6th. I think my math was wrong when I was talking about it earlier. I think I said 5 and then 2. I thought maybe I had needed 7. But no, we got all 6 of our podiums that we needed. So I will take that. I will, in fact, take that. Anyway, until next time, if you liked the video, please like the video. And if you can't wait for the next one, please hit that sub button. I've seen my views go up on a couple of videos, and I have to say I am very, very appreciative of the views. I've seen the follower count go up as well. Not by a lot, but it still went up. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. I have seen more and more comments coming through, and I'm happy about that. I do love the comments. The comments help me feel better. You know, it makes me feel like you guys. I don't know what I was about to say. It was about to be something weird. I know that. Anyway. But yeah, if you have any questions, suggestions, or advice, feel free to leave the comments down below. I do love reading comments. I do love interacting with comments. But until next time, have fun doing whatever it is that you do with your life. I can't wait to hang out with you guys again.